Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 2 replay. Spawn on the left side as the blue OKW player, got PL Box. Spawn on the right side as the red UKF, I'm CIA. You monster. Then again, he is playing British, so it's probably not the case, especially during World War II, it was OSS. Either way, we do have Doctrine of Lock-in, but we got immediately into the Fortifications Doctrine, so maybe I'm for some early S mines, some early machine gun bunkers, perhaps? Guess we'll have to wait and see. British player has access to 3 doctrines, of course. We got the Royal Artillery, we got the Mobile Assault Regiment, and we got the Royal Engineers. We got triple infantry section now deployed on the field, or being deployed in the field. Another Volksgrenadier as well. Showing Pioneers laying down some wire around the hay. So it's going to be a bit more than a needle in that haystack. And he's going to put into a triangle formation. Volksgrenadiers laying down some sandbags. Very nice. Capture the fuel sector. However, that fuel sector is not in supply. So the next Volks heading to the cutoff sector. VP now being captured on up. Central VP has been captured by the British. Volksgrenadiers have some light cover. The British player could try interrupting this capture of the cutoff sector. My apologies, I'm a little bit have issues with allergies, so my throat is not 100% clear. Third squad of Volksgrenadiers deployed in the field, and now got a squad of recovery sappers. Now got an SWS half track on the build queue. Storm Pioneers advance along the flank, and with that, he decides to fall back. Probably a good idea. Volksgrenadiers could have just advanced for this light cover and be in great position, and the Volksgrenadiers were charging forward, so the intersection was to retarget towards the Storm Pioneers, as they probably should. And with the Volksgrenadiers advancing, he would simply just get overran. Each section does get inside this garrison. It's an uncommon garrison. It is the rare stone church, which has a pretty big hole, so it's very holy. And it looks like 3 guys are firing out of it at the moment. Maybe a 4th guy somewhere, but I only see the 3. The Volksgrenadiers engage this intersection, does manage to catch them in open ground, so got a lot of free damage there. And this Volksgrenadiers will be displays. After all, heavy cover is better than garrison cover, plus it's 2v1. Shown Pioneers do overrun that infantry section. Got this Volksgrenadiers kind of some light cover. Or is he actually in front of? It may, I honestly can't tell. To me, it looks like maybe in front of it. Oops, that's the TAC map. Volksgrenadiers now pull out some more wire in front of the sandbags. Sections to push, or the Volksgrenadiers to push some light cover. There is 8 guys here. Falls back slightly. Maybe there's a little bit de-aggro, could be quite nice. Gotta make sure you focus on the infantry section. Sabra can't do much of that range. And now got the flamethrowers, so now they can do some good damage. Though even though light cover they don't receive bonus damage, splash damage is a form of bonus damage. And they were technically clumped up. Volksgrenadiers who fall back, so does the infantry section. Got these 2 infantry sections here. And now got the MG34 on the build queue as well. Of course, we got the Royal Engineers Regiment, which does give access to AVRE, and some medics on the build. Medics got cancelled, replacing with the bolster. I'm assuming me double clicking on it didn't necessarily bug it out, hopefully. That would be interesting. I never tried double clicking on a building thing. Does kill off the casualty there. Volksgrenadier is getting healed up by the battle group HQ slightly forward. It has not been activated just yet. Maybe a good idea to go straight for a Panzer IV. Personally, I don't like using the flak half track, so I tend to go straight for the Panzer IV. When it comes to Boltons, he has full Volksgrenadier Boltons. Also can buff any rifleman squads he may deploy in the field. So he was unable to deploy out rifleman squads. Each section here does get this cutoff sector. Nope, that's not a cutoff sector. It is severely wounded, so definitely needs medics. Meg's now on the build queue. And these folks in there are taking not only bonus damage, but splash damage as well. He needs to fall back. One more burst could actually possibly wipe him out. And Incendiary Grenade's been thrown. He does void it. Both Skinners do capture that sector. Medic's healing these squads. I think the medic could be slightly too far forward. I don't know where the aura exactly casts, and maybe on the leader, maybe on every single model. Both Skinners do get somewhat behind cover, or in front of it. But they will get overran. There's just simply too many men there. Plus 5-man squads does give the intersections plus 25% firepower and health. It's a very, very powerful upgrade. Volkskandirs just trying to maintain the max range. Just get healed up a little bit there. It's that they're stuck in the healing animation. They did stop them from firing for a little bit there. Both sides have decaptured the fuel sector. Storm Pioneers may need to fall back. These got decaptured. That all sometimes you need. And the recovery sapper does fall back there. But kind of work around the build queue. Not a bad idea. Could probably eye for a sheer transporters. He has 90 fuel. Try to get that up and going, because at least while you won't be able to pull out any panzers if you rush it out, you at least have a very powerful static emplacement to say protect that cutoff, that fuel sector and cutoff sector placed throughout right there.
Anti-tank battery is ready for deployment.
SW has half track on the build queue. We do have some Brent. Does get caught on negative cover as well. One squad of STGs on the field. And overall, that guy is taking quite a bit of damage. Another squad of STGs does get splashed quite a bit by the Incendiary Grade. Flamethrower coming on forward.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
And now the Volkswagen is taking severe damage. They could get wiped out. No, they do not. Incendiary Grenade there. I don't think that was necessary. And the Storm Pioneers will skip out of there. We've got the Sheer Panzercord or SWS half track there. Probably just probably keep in the area, just let absorb some shots. Volkswageners behind some good heavy cover. 3 windows on the side. Incendiary Grenade has been thrown inside that garrison. Volkswageners getting healed on up, but of course they're going to be entering combat not fully healed, so they're going to take a lot of extra damage there. In fact, he doesn't have extra reinforcements here since he is out of supply. Chopin charge way forward, needs to put away that Minesweeper. Let the Volkswageners capture that sector, at least get healed up by the medics, and then reinforce later. Both these Volkswagen squads do fall back. Another MG34 on the build queue. I sort of disagree with the MG34. I think he should just get the Sheer Panzer quarters up and going as soon as possible. This MG34 is heading towards the center. Maybe just find some light cover right here and be nasty.
MG34 gun crew ready for action.
And now we've got a Vickers being employed in the field as well. SW is half track advancing. Sherman Pioneers advance forward from mines. Probably should put it away now. Incendiary Grenade has been thrown, displacing the infantry section. We've got Brens on some of these squads. A good number of squads have at least 1 or 2 Brens. And this Bren squad does get suppressed. Has just looks like 1 Bren at the moment. And looks like this MG34 finds this infantry section squad as well, which I think this one has 2 Brens. See this one guy here? And I see another guy right there. Laying down landmine there, very nice. I think it should just fall back to the Battle Cube HQ to get healed on up. Baker's in a good position, does suppress one squad, decide to fall back both, which is probably a good idea. May saw those Shroom Pioneers lay down a landmine there, it's hard to say. And this thing's going to get required, he needs to fall back. Volkswagens are falling back as well. MG34 just going to soft retreat away, it's way too easy to be flanked where it currently was at. Cheer Panzer Quarters has its gun upgraded, so Panzers have been authorized. And this guy in negative cover will immediately get suppressed. AoE suppression likely. Governor's still alive and melee pins and suppress. Got this guy advanced way forward. Here is the Cheer Panzer Quarters radius. But we got a big line of sight blocks here with the hay barrels. Or hay, not barrels, but bales. Finds a landmine, finds Cheer Panzer Quarters. 60 fuel. Does fall back there. Volkswagen now getting healed on up. And the Shroom Pioneers are heading up north. We got the Volkswagen heading down south. We do have the company command post, no hammer, no anvil, so AVR is not available anytime soon. Panzer and Cromwell could come out of similar timing. Cromwell does cost what, 110 fuel, while the Panzer IV, OKW Panzer IV is 130, and they have 140, and they have 30 fuel difference. So, yep. Does spot the British landmine, and he's sweeping it, disposing of it, and does get cleaned on up. Each section here does, or Volkswagen do decapture the fuel sector, and he probably should just withdraw. Got the flamethrower and 2 infantry section squads. He's going to take a lot of free damage there. Incendiary grenade there, waste some munitions in my opinion. He has gotten fortifications doctrine, which does prevent him from. Oh, thank you for the follow, Sovereign 85. Welcome to the stream. He can set munitions for Zing artillery, which is honestly a bit of a mixed bag. It's pretty easy to avoid, and it's really expensive for just denying an area for 60 seconds. So I'm sort of fine with him throwing his munitions away in incendiary grenades. Assuming they're good incendiary grenades. But I'm just saying it's not critical of trying to cast that ability. Like is employed in the field. First round. Gets a pretty good hit there. Next round has the possibility of wiping him out. Gets a good hit there as well. Does force him back.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
We do have that squad falling back. We do have the Volkswagen being engaged by the recovery sapper with a minesweeper, so only has 2 stems up and going. And we do now have the Volkswagen laying down some sandbags. Centaur AA tank being on the build queue. I disagree with that. He has no 6-pounder, he has no AT assets. He always can get does pick up a single P on that recovery sapper. Does not have enough munitions for another. I disagree with the Centaur. Cromwell will be generally better, because the chance of him fighting a Panzer IV is relatively likely. He just needs a little bit more manpower to get the Panzer IV going. And I think as well, even if he does get 2 Piets onto that sapper squad, he will have very little missions afterwards to get out any AT grenades. I try to cast Cup Heroes 1 every Wednesday and Thursday. Plus there's also the daily releases in case you want to see those videos in 4K 60 FPS. Flamer Sapper advanced way forward, gets a bit of damage there onto the Volksgrenadiers. Now we've got the OKW Panzer IV on the build queue. A lot of those rounds are hitting the various terrain objects. And the Kenworth gets a good shot there. Not shooting forward for Kenworth is probably a good idea. Probably won't be successful, especially the nearby intersection there. Does get suppressed and burned up a little bit. MG34 is technically flanked. You see a grenade has been thrown there. Light does get a good shot on it as well. Falls back. OKW Panzer IV is here. Needs to push forward. Goes for the pintle mount. Six-pounder now on the build queue. Centaur has been repaired. Centaur charges way forward. Will get perhaps double tap. Nope, that's a lag, not the Kenworth. Panzer IV gets a good shot there. Panzer has to be careful about any sort of AT mine, which he has seen some. Good shot there in the intersection. Centaur does back on off. MG34 in the center in light cover, but Kenworth here to help cover it. And now the Panzer IV has been upgraded to the pintle mount. Intersection behind some good heavy cover.
What's the mission? Can we shoot something down? We're losing a capture point.
Piet 1 does hit, 2 does hit, 6-pounder does get a good hit there as well. So the Panzer IV is effectively knocked out for the moment. It can only withstand one more shot before going down, which is a little bit dangerous. And now got the intersection force on back. Centaur is advancing. Could receive a pair of Panzerfausts. Though that is, yeah, not 35 munitions, 25 munitions. Does force back all those squads. The recovery step does get suppressed. A squad does fall back. Why are you using incendiary rounds? That cannot pen the Centaur. Kenworth gets a good shot there. Does the MG34 gets wiped on out?
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
Oh. I love ragdolls. Tree went flying, and we got a guy a little bit stuck in the treads. Each section is now advanced before. They may grab the MG34. Incendiary grenade may make it a little bit too warm for them. Panzer IV push way forward, not fully repaired. I can't say you can withstand 3 shots. Your Panzer IV also is in range, at the maximum possible range. Rolls a miss there. That guy is still bugging out. 6-pounders both miss. Incendiary mortar, incendiary barrage now being brought on in. This could double tap take up the Panzer IV. Can't really tell his health. Rolls double miss once again. That may have been forced by the ground. Flag takes out the barbed wire. I have no idea where that shot was trying to go. Centaur push way forward. Bolt's Grenadiers do get wiped on out. Centaur advancing at full health or nearly full health. Now it's no longer at full health.
Hammer tactics are on the way. We're going to give the enemy a bloody nose. A capture point is being overrun.
Vickers putting some rounds in the Volks. Panzer IV forced back the infantry section. Does not get a shot onto him. This Centaur's pretty forward. The cannon warfare sending on up. Good pen there. Slit trench now being established. Centaur does fall back. I see he has access to emergency war speed, so he has gone for hammer, which also can make the AVRE even faster. Good damage there onto the Panzer IV. Oh, taking a couple pens there now. Rolls a miss and miss there. That may have been forced to the ground. Bit of smoke there, smoke out the Vickers. Great shot in the intersection, and the MG34 is suppressing him. Got a British landmine there, and the Centaur's now advancing. And does use the scan ability. And strafing run does go down. Folks, oh, a heavy gammon bomb. And it's a new grenade. Left 18 deployed in the field. I guess he really wants to take out those artillery pieces. Does go ahead and fire up on the last known location, which may hit the intersections. Nope, that were a miss. Intersections not really paying attention. Took a decent hit there. That could have been far worse. Captured MG34 there, getting forced back by the Volksgrenadiers.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
Recovery sappers are in open ground, so they took a lot of damage there. Oh, and looks like something bounced off the Centaur. Probably a light shot. There's a British landmine. But the minesweeper is trying to sweep him. He may detonate his own landmine there. He does clean up in time. If he probably would have been a good idea to try to force for the ground and detonate the landmine. Volksgrenadiers taking a little bit of fire. Does use another scan. Good damage in the intersection, forcing him back. And now got a combat tank on the build queue. Vickers right there. Brandon's section is pushed way forward.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Another MG34 on the build queue. He has lots of Volksgrenadiers in this game. He also has almost no fuel for another Panzer IV. Maybe we better go for another Panzer IV. Got the intersection being suppressed and forced back by the MG34. Cannon warfare does. Was that a miss or hit? He was damaged. I think it was already damaged. Most of these forced from the ground. I'm not sure why. Each section is pushed way forward. I guess, was this a line sight block there? Did he not have vision of it? Now the Panzer IV engaging the intersections. Sherman Pioneers to get inside the slit trench. Left 18 barrage. Gets a direct hit there. Like rolls a direct miss. Oh, got a bit of splash damage on the recovery sappers, forcing them back at least. Splashing that 6-pounder. And now we do have the column tank advancing. The cannon warfare pushed forward. Panzer IV rolls a miss. And the Cannon Warfare rolls a pen. Volkswagens will be forced on back. Great shot there by the Panzer IV. Volkswagen being suppressed. Good pen there onto the Centaur. Pen there onto the Panzer IV. Infection 4 got these guys being suppressed. And what could try push forward, tried to prevent the decap to the point. Incendiary mortar barrage there. And MG34 may get wiped on out, does pop on the other side. I have a feeling we may see a left 18 barrage relatively soon, but looks like just going to try to hit those 6-pounders.
A gun crew has been lost.
Looks like the MG34 does go down there. Volkswagen is into the center. Contact rolls a miss. Goes Incendiary Grenade onto the intersection. Massive hit there. Ooh, got another good hit there. No wipes though. Volkswagen do throw Incendiary Grenade.
Somebody's shooting at us. Enemy threatening a capture point.
Good pen there on the Panzer IV. May destroys the entire building by just collapsing it, by ramming it. Blitz his way forward to avoid the 6-pounders. Maybe the light and fire a smoke barrage. It is in range, but he's not thinking about that. All I think about just trying to run. And it looks like he was successful. Volkswagen is now pushing forward, and the 6-pounders are falling back. MG34 on the build queue once again. So far, I think he's built more MG34s this game than he has built Volkswagen. Sturm Pioneer does have a Panzerstrike which rolls a bounce.
Heavy machine gun crew ready for action.
Good pen there. Great shot there on the Volks. We do now have oh, command tank. That's what's causing that effect. It's a good pen there. Again, gets a good shot onto as well. Double pen there. Needs to get on out of there. Maybe blitz. Does receive a miss there. Takes a pen there. And does knock him out. Got Zero Artillery being brought on in. And we've got airburst rounds, which may cause continuous spotting. These AT guns are still in radius, but out of vision range. But nope, looks like they get spotted there. Receive a bit of damage. May have been spotted by this Volkswagen inside the church. Can't say for sure. And now do have the vehicle crew repair ability being activated. Gotta put a round into the MG34. Good pen there onto the Comet. Oh, another tree flies across because I love the ragdolls. And the Shroom Pioneers go down. They're trying to lay down a landmine. I wonder. We do have a mechanized HQ on the field, so he does have a source repair. But he has no vehicles to repair, so he does not need to replace the Shroom Pioneers right now. He is going for another Kenworfer. He does have enough fuel for a King Tiger, just simply needs a lot more manpower. Kenworfer gets overran by the Command Centaur. Has false cover fire on the Command Centaur. The Kenworfer gets a good shot there. He lost some Volkswageners as well. This is not looking good for the OKW player. But right now there's a lot of VPs on the field. So this game could go on for another hour. No, could play like a straight VPs for resources. And maybe try to play around a King Tiger. Could try to play defensively, try to go for a King Tiger. Right now, the British player has a massive stockpile of resources, but he's at pop cap. He only has 3 spare population, or 7 spare population, which could be 6 when after this guy gets reinforced. And that's not much we can do to pull out with only 6 population. Another Royal Engineer. He already has 2 on the field, so doesn't really need it. Ground carrier, probably not. More medics, probably not. He could try getting out a forward HQ to get the medic upgrade, free up some more population there. And then sack his medics. I do not cast Company Heroes 3. Company Heroes 3 is a game I despise. Last time I checked, it doesn't even have a spectate mode nor replay system. Good shot there onto the Centaur. Here, airburst rounds. That's where they're landing. Splashes the Comet, take a little bit there. But Kenworfer gets a good shot. Got a bit of suppression there. And it looks like the intersection does fall back. Good shot there onto the Centaur. I don't know why. Whenever I say the word Centaur, I don't think of Age of Mythology. I think of actually Fallout New Vegas. You know what's the best thing about centaurs? They eat humans! The radio. Yeah, I'm assuming he's going for the King Tiger. He is not in a great position. There's the King Tiger on field with Valkyria Chronicle skin. He still has level 18 on field, which is good, but losing the Panzer IV was a bit of an issue. Now that I mentioned losing Volks, he may want to eye after this. Probably Stone Pioneer for additional repairs into King Tiger because a mechanized repair HQ is simply just not enough to repair up a King Tiger if it gets severely damaged. Good shot there with the airburst round. Then after that, probably either more Volks or Obasilasin, whatever he prefers. Oh, good pen and bounce. Centaur does get a burst there on the Volks. Comtank may have took a shot there from the Kenworfer. King Tiger has plenty of health. He doesn't have to worry about falling back repairing. More airburst rounds there. Couple overs, yeah, wouldn't hurt. But the problem is something like to say, yeah, get a lot of overs. Problem is, manpower is always a bit of an issue. Whatever he prefers, overs or Volks. But I still think a Sturm Pioneer should come first. Of course, needs to get out of combat. He's out of combat, not in radius of the mechanized HQ. Good shot by the Vickenwerfer. It's Veterancy 5, which is excellent. Should be very useful. Another pen there. King Tiger taking multiple shots. The King Tiger needs to start reversing back. These AT guns are both Veterancy 2. At Veterancy 2, you do get the increased rate of fire, so it gives you more chances of penning. And now that King Tiger's going to be out of commission for a bit of time. Can't be aggressive with it. That King Tiger's now on defense duty, though he does have the VP capture in his favor. You have a drop Bren there as well. Squad of Open Assassins would not mind picking that up, but also Volkswagen is picking up Bren wouldn't be half bad either. Got some white phosphorus. The very spicy air. Mechanized HQ repairing up the King Tiger. Even though it doesn't need to go for full repair though. A partial repair could be quite nice. Whoops. Looks like the Vet 5 Vickenwerfer got a good shot there. Gets more defense of the comm tank. It's going to knock him out. He does have munitions for vehicle crew repairs, but of course does have 2 sappers. And the intersection does get pinned down. Good pen there. Lag bounces. And we have another pen there. Volks do fall back. The Obsassin have picked up the bread and now go with the MG34. I wonder, can Obsassins, do they get to fire while moving breads, or are they the static version? There's some smart logic where some elite units can pick up the fire while moving LMG profile. I always forget who can get that. Commandos, yes. Not sure about Obers. We do now have the booby trap there. King Tiger putting more holes into the church, making it even more holy. One more shot in that. Oh, it does get out of the garrison. Good. Even a stray shot should be able to take out that church. Left 18 got directed there onto the Vickers. And now the Vickers fully destroyed. Almost 53. 53 is what gets increased range, right? Yep, increases weapon range. King Tiger advancing. I wonder how far the range is right now. Pretty far. Should be able to range the base in right now. I never really can tell with 1v1 maps, and knowing 3v3s and larger maps, you do have to be pushed more inwards if you want to barrage opponent's base. There is an AVRE trying to wipe out the Vet 5 Vickenwerfer. That's actually a pretty big loss, losing a Vet 5 Vickenwerfer. Going for a Eagle Owl. Don't think that's a great option right now.
We have 200 points remaining.
Good bounces and pens onto the King Tiger. Yep, I was just curious. Couldn't remember. I always have trouble judging range. Like, oh, can you attack it without the base sector without the veterancy? In this case, it appears to be a yes. Obsas engaging the intersection, who only has 1 Bren, so this guy may be the one who dropped the Bren, which is now shooting against him. Centaur does take a pen. AVREs have less health than Churchills and more armor, so they're deceptively vulnerable. Regular Churchills can take a beating. Churchill AVREs and Crocodiles, not so much.
HQ is under attack.
Aircraft gets shot down. Good pen there. Aviary advancing way forward. There's a lot of things in front of him, including camouflage for Kenworther. King Tiger needs to push forward and engage that aviary. Flag, Vet 5 flag gets decrewed. We'll need to shoot him and repair up the Ashira Panzer quarters. The Kenworther is going to receive a incendiary barrage, incendiary mortar strike. Does fall back out there, and we've got some good hits there, taking out the AT gun. Looks like the Obasassin's booby trap knocks out the intersection. And we now do have a vehicle crew repair active.
A capture point is being overrun.
I always find it, I really don't like the fact that it comes with off-map smoke barrage. It should be a smoke barrage from the base sector. Make it so the base sector artillery just does more things. Missed opportunity, I'd say. This is the reason why I included that capability in my mod. We do now have the King Tiger getting repaired on up by the recovery or repairs Pioneers. I still believe he should get out Sturm Pioneer for repairs. This guy is currently not capturing up the sector. Like, taking some damage there. Aviary advancing, fully repaired, or not fully repaired, fully reloaded, not repaired. But most repaired up enough. MG34 gets knocked out, as well as the Volkswagens.
The enemy are trying to overrun our HQ.
6-pounder does get pinned there onto the King Tiger. It's almost Specialty 1, but Specialty 1, of course, gets Saxon's Spearhead. Good shots there. Up north, we've got the MG34 getting flanked. It is a negative cover. And looks like that AT gun does get fully destroyed by the Comet tank. White phosphorus onto the leg. Not really that important. Wilson just pushed forward. Left 18 almost ready for another barrage. Actually, no. It's at 0 seconds remaining. It has about 35 seconds remaining for its barrage. And now the intersection does fall back. Comet tank straight forward. King Tiger advancing. Good pen there from the Kenworther. It also received some white phosphorus. And that Vet 3 Kenworther could get decrewed, which is actually a bit of a loss. Does force back that squad. Over here we got the Centaur advancing. And does do the scan action there, rips that part of the building entirely in an instant. How nasty. Oh, that's one way to get displaced and wipe out an MG quickly. Drops the Bren.
We're losing a capture point.
And this guy cannot pick up the Bren, but one of these guys can. Yep, one of them can. King or Aviary straight forward. He's trying to go for Panzer so not get injured correct. And also, in my opinion, it's a good idea to have hold fire turned on in the Aviary. It would stop the turret from automatically rotating to use this machine gun. Just make sure you have a bit more control.
Where do you want us?
Do now have a squad of Sturm Pioneers on the build queue. Left 18 now, rush C4. The Kenworther gets a good shot there. And we see another good pen. That is a Veteran C4 of a Kenworther. Shroom Pioneer is almost complete. King Tiger. Veteran C1, Spearhead turned on. Pretty healthy at the moment. More White Foster there. He's been very aggressive with the White Phosphorus round, hasn't he? That smoke shell, I can't see the White Phosphorus round. There's too many abilities for me to see. Good smoke round there. Aviary gets a good shot on the Volks. King Tiger rolls a miss. Comtech rolls a bounce. So you know you have to aim for the machine gun port. It has about 200 millimeters of pen, so you have to aim for the machine gun port. I don't think hitting the turret face is useful. I played too much War Thunder. Does take a pen, multiple pens there. Could throw a heat grenade. Because that King Tiger's very cold steel. We do now have the Vet 3T gun going down. Getting rid of all of the Veteran C is important on this thing. Aviary advancing. Veteran C4, the Kenworther sitting on up. Does get spotted there. King Tiger gets a pen there as well. MG34 gets wiped out as well. Get 2 for 1 deal. Centaur takes some pens there. Mercy War speed away.
The Huns have 300 points at the moment.
Good pen there on the King Tiger. The OKW player does not have too much remaining, but he does have good assets. Alright, he has lost Obsatsen with his assets. Probably go for a Panzer IV. A Jagdpanzer would help him hard. Actually, a Jagdpanzer could be a good auger. Yep. Yeah, like I was trying to say. I think the Jagdpanzer would be a good item because he's fighting against an Aviary and Comtech, something long range and very good anti-tank. Is something that he needs. He, of course, does need some infantry squads. Ogres may be a little bit too expensive. Volks are, of course, a bit more of a cheaper option. With 5 models, they can take a bit more of abuse.
One of our anti-tank guns is gone.
Of course, right now is manpower's his issue. It's going for Pack 43. Does take out the Eagle Owl. Pack 43 possibly can be good, but a little bit too iffy. I think he has plenty of fuel. I think a mobile asset like a Jagdpanzer would be better. After all, a Pack 40 is what, 400 manpower? And a Jagdpanzer is like 350, right? It's 400 as well. He has plenty of fuel. I'd say the mobile Jagdpanzer would probably be a little bit better. It's sometimes really hard to make usage of the, oh, and there goes Volks. That Panzerfaust was nowhere near enough damage to get the Faust off, the snare off. So that was a bit of a waste of a Volks. Now he only has a Sturm Pioneer for capturing.
Our capture point. They're trying to take
No, but there is something he can do with the Pack 43 he can't do with the Jagdpanzer. Since the Pack 43 can fire through all-terrain objects, regardless if direct line of sight or not, that also does include smoke. He can smoke out the front of the Pack 43, and it can still perfectly fire straight through smoke. It has no problem aiming and firing through smoke. That's the only gimmick that the Pack 43 has at the moment. Again, another MG34? No. You spend the fuel, go for a asset. At that point in time, it's better go for a Panzer IV. All of it's also sitting on the port is it's in the range of the Pack 43. And getting multiple good pens there. Almost, I already have Veterancy 2. I forgot how this fast this thing vets. And Veterancy 2 increases rate of fire. And of course, he has access to target weak point. Good pen there. Now it's 2 pretty deadly hits there. And the King Tiger may be able to finish off. Does get out of vision range. And or weapons range. Good splash onto the sappers.
6-pounder anti-tank gun.
Brings in the zeroing artillery. That's a bit of a waste. Showing Pioneers or MG3s decapturing Central VP. Right now, the OKW player only has 1 VP, or is claiming 1 VP. The British player was capturing a double, was sitting on triple VP, hence why the OKW player lost so many tickets.
Our headquarters are under fire.
Sapper pushing way forward. Bounce there. Couple good pens there. Comet tank advancing, rolls a bounce there as well. Oh, the Pack 43, what happened to it? Incendiary mortar? I probably was incendiary mortar. That can at least be recrewed. Looks like the incendiary mortar did some decent damage to the gun itself. King Tiger's doing a good job of corralling his opponent to his opponent's space. MG4 heading down south, but the Brens are just sitting on top of the point. Does resecure up the Pack 43. He needs to get that reinforcement pushed forward. King Tiger needs to turn off Spearhead. He's trying to displace this intersection. No, not MG34. He sees the fact that he is having trouble with intersection. You need infantry to deal with it, with bundles and cinder grenades, not slow MG34s. Does get okay hit there. Pack 43 is recruited. Aviary is trying to go for a shot. Gets a stun shot. Very good hit.
100 points remaining.
Also gets Specialty 3. So now can repair us up on crits. 6-pounder rolls a bounce there. Heat grenade made the King Tiger very warm. Particularly its engine. It's on fire. The Aviary does need to fall back. Doesn't have too much health. Comm tank here. Good pen. Needs to turn off Spearhead. Needs also spin the tank around. Improper movement. Turn off Spearhead. Turn off Spearhead. I think the OKW player just made some really bad choices. And that should be the end of the game. There was a good possibility the King Tiger could have won that fight, because if you need to manually spin the tank, get to make sure the front armor is exposed. Takes the MG34. Pack 43 may take it out. Nope, lose. Oh, yes.
In Churchill, AVRE has been lost in combat.
At this point in time, with no armor assets, the comm tanks just sit back and let the infantry do all the work. Stone Pioneers heading to this point.
The enemy's taken a proper thrashing. He's down to only 50 points.
He has enough man or fuel for more King Tigers. At this point in time, Panzer Force will have trouble versus the Vet 2 Comet. It is going for a Comet, detonates the landmine, very nice. Neutralizes this point, which is good. Does capture that point there. Pack 43 versus C1, so has access to target weak points. This would be a good time for target weak points. White phosphorus there.
The enemy are trying to overrun our HQ.
Left 18 barrage his opponent's space sector. You don't need to worry about reinforcing the medic. You don't need him to get the healing aura. MG34 gains good healing there, borrowing some sandbags there as well. Triple capture in favor of the British player. So it looks like the OKW player will lose in a moment.
Ground enemies trying to take a point from us.
Centaur does see a pen. And the Pack 43 does not finish off the Centaur. Gets some good shots there onto the Comet. And White Phosphorus will not stop the Pack 43 from engaging. Though being out of range would.
Left.
Cannon bomb there. And that is the end of the replay. He may have said GG after the end of the replay, but it's no way for me to really tell this end grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.